Hello and jolly good afternoon to you. It's nice to have your company. I sounded a bit like Miranda then. What does she say? Hello and good afternoon. I'm here to do some card making today and to introduce you to a brand new stamp set that is coming our way in 2021 if you are a customer. If you are a demonstrator, however, you can get your hands on this stamp set earlier. If you want to join my team, you can also get your hands on this stamp set. It is called Enjoy the Moment. And I need to clear my throat again. Hello there. I was planning on making a cup of tea before I came on. But too late for that. I was trying to see what I could fit in 5 minutes. Anyway, so that's the stamp set we'll be using today. We'll be needing water today. So this is going to get a little bit messy. Bit of water, bit of stamping, but lots of fun, and hopefully just an easy way to show you how you can use your stamps in a different way and get a different effect from them. It's so lovely to see you all hopping on and saying hello. It's always good to see people joining me live and having a chat. And we've got Denise all the way in America. Welcome, nice to see you. Hello Valerie, and good morning to Susan. Denise is signing on to work, but she's glad she's able to watch me live. Thank you, Denise. Nice to see you. Mwah. Special kiss for you. Right, let's turn this baby around. So before we talk about next year's catalogue, there is still this year's catalogue to look at. Well, hello there, Carol and Ellie. Nice to see you. Oh yes, make me a cup of tea please, that'd be great. Hey Levine, nice to see you too. So if you are interested in the autumn winter catalogue, we've got some lovely supplies in here. This one I've been using for a workshop which will be happening this weekend, which you've missed the deadline for, but if people are interested in any workshops and you're in the UK, please send me a message. I'm hoping to do some in the new year. Look at my scratch paper. You can tell I've been playing this morning. So just before I came on, I was like, oh no, I'm running out of water in my little spritz bottle here. But I wanted to show you how I refill that, and I have some water on hand. These little spritzing bottles are great for lots of different things, and obviously are available from Stampin' Up. You get 2 or 3 in a packet for not very much money. They're very good value for money. So here I've got an old vinegar bottle which has got a tiny hole in the top already, so I tend to have this in my craft room. I do have water nearby, but I'm a bit lazy. I'm just going to squirt that in and make a little bit of a mess on my desk, and that just refills. It does amazingly. These little spritzers last quite a long time, but obviously you do need to refill them. You can put ink in them if you so wish. You can put alcohol as well. Do lots of nice effects with them. Right, good start, Esther. That's all right, because it's going to get a little bit messy and wet today anyway. So this was the stamp set I was telling you about. It is actually called Enjoy the Moment. And you've got these gorgeous seed pods. Well, they're all seeds in one way or another. And you've got some sentiments in here today. I love the fact it's got happy birthday in this. It's always handy to have a happy birthday sentiment on hand. Today I'm going to be using a shimmer white cardstock. Shimmer white cardstock I love using if I'm using water. It doesn't leave water as much on the surface as, say, watercolour paper does, but it doesn't soak it up, so you've got a soggy mess as much as the Whisper White and Very Vanilla cardstock that we stock. If you like to have a bit of shimmer and shine to your paper, it's great for projects like that, but also great to be using with water. So rather than moving your ink and the water like watercolour paper does, it tends to move it a little bit, but you tend to have the image more. I hope that makes sense, and I hope it will be clear when we come to do the stamping. Now, what I was going to show you is like a bit of a before and after. What happens if you just do straight stamping without water? So I might in fact do that. Sorry, I built you up to having a play with water, and then I let you down by going, actually we're just going to stamp. But I think it's important to see the difference, you know, what the difference is. So I've grabbed out some autumnal colours and I've been sat at my desk because I keep using them, so I've not put them away yet because I keep coming back to the same colours with this particular stamp set. So we've got terracotta tile, Early Espresso, Bumblebee, Blackberry Bliss, this is Mossy Meadow, and Cinnamon Cider and Cherry Cobbler. So lovely kind of autumnal colours there. Right. So what I think I'll do is a similar design but without the water, because I want to show you the difference. So I'm going to create a border around the edge of my card, and because we're using dark colours, you can get at least 2 impressions out of the stamp. Just bear with me, I'm going to zoom you in a bit. Oh, there we go. That was nice and steady today, not too heavy-handed. Good, good, we like that. Okay, let's grab out some more colours. So you can have fun guessing what the names of these seed pods are. I think this one reminds me of the, is it the London plane tree or something like that? With those kind of pom-pom seed pods to it. Hey, there's Matt and there's Helen. Nice to see you. What a lovely surprise. Okay, then we're going to go in with a bit of Mossy Meadow. So this is lovely and autumnal, but obviously you can change the colours. You don't have to have autumnal colours. You can choose to go maybe spring, or you can choose to go monochromatic. It's up to you. Good morning, Texas. Hi, Darlene. Lovely to have your company. How's everybody keeping today? I hope you are keeping well. Just add a bit of yellow into our picture. Don't worry about the overlapping. There is enough ink on here to use up, so it's nice to use up the ink with a bit of overlapping. Now I might leave it there. In my original I did add more colours, but I'm going to leave it there because I'm desperate to add some water onto the scene. Right. Excuse me. I wanted to show you 2 different things. One I'm going to leave to dry, and then the other one, let's just have a little think. I want to do something, let's go for Bumblebee. So I'm going to use this long seed pod, which I think is for Poppy. Oh, my tea's ready. Lovely, thank you, Ellie. And then I'm going to get our spritzer with just water in it. I've labelled them because I have different things in different ones. You don't need that much water. Oops, she sprays it on her ink pad. So about 1 spritz is probably enough, okay? And this is going to be a nice simple card. So just give it a chance, that water and that ink, to adhere. If you want it more smudgy, which I did, I could probably add a bit more water. So as well as the spritzers, we have got our aqua pens. Oh, nice and brown on there. Okay, let's just get that off. If you give it a squeeze, it gets all the water out. I am going to add more water to this because I did want it to have a more watery look. As you can tell, I'm not being careful with colouring it in. I just want to get a bit more water on that image. Okay, my other one came out a lot more different from that, but there we go. We'll carry on. Right, let me get the one that I did earlier so I can have some reference. Right. We're going back in with our early espresso. I think I'm going to clear the decks a little bit because then I've got room for spritzing. And then if you're a bit worried about where the water's going to spray from, you can get a Sharpie pen and actually mark. I've done this before, but it does rub off over time. So if you just do a little arrow on your spritz, it shows you where to spray. So that's 1 spritz on there. 1 or 2. Okay, and hopefully, yes, it's nice and watery. Now, I want this colour to be nice and strong, so I'm going to go back in with my ink. It's really difficult to see it behind a camera. And then do some more. Look at that. Can you see that? It completely changes the look of that stamp. It gives it this fun kind of washed out printed look. Now, just warning you, if you keep spritzing your stamps, sometimes what happens is the water gets underneath the block and it might slide off. But that's okay, it's just water, it's not going to damage it. It's just to warn you that that might happen. Because it's happened to me, so I thought I'd just let you know. Okay, I'm going to go in with some of the bigger stamps first to make sure I got them laid down, and then you can come in with what I call your filler stamps, so your smaller ones to fill any gaps. Easy if I do it off screen because I've got a lot more control over what I'm doing. So try not to be too rigid as to where these go. I will try and do it on the screen so you can see. And I want them, you know, looking fairly organic and spread out. So do say hello if you're new to my page or my channel, depending where you're watching this from. So I'd love to find out where people are tuning in from or how they stumbled across me. I think we need more. So although this takes longer obviously than if you just did straight stamping like we just did, this will give you a really cool fun effect. Great to see you, Wendy. Yes, you've caught me live. I've not gone anywhere. Okay, just done that one and that one. I should really close my ink pads, but actually I can close the ones that I've used. Let's introduce a bit of cherry cobbler to the party. You didn't know you were invited to a party, did you? Okay, cherry cobbler, nice deep red colour. Helps if I actually get it onto the stamp. I quite like the look of the overlapping anyway, because I just think it gives it a more organic look to it and feel. Okay, I think that's enough of that colour. Let's bring on some more stamps. I've got this nice one here. Oh, that's sweet. Ellie says it always feels like a party with me. Good, good. I like to have a bit of fun on our channel. I'm spraying it twice because I feel like I keep missing it. But, you know, if you want to spray more, spray more. If you want to spray less, spray less. I think 2 is probably the magic number here, not 3. But can you see how that's building up? Is it a bring your own, says Wendy. Yeah, you bring your own cuppa, because I left mine in the kitchen, but Ellie's made me one, so I'm okay. Now you might see I have got gaps, and I am deliberately leaving those because they are smaller gaps, so it means I can bring on smaller stamps. I've not used this little one on here actually. I might change it up and use this one. These are like little seeds, which are quite cute for just filling in those gaps. So the new catalogue is going live to demonstrators tonight. So if you didn't go to the on stage event on the weekend, you'll get to see the new catalogue on the computer tonight. It's a rather lovely catalogue. more than lovely. It's going to be an expensive catalogue in terms of there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to want to buy. Just warning you now, okay? Start saving. Forget Christmas, start saving for the new catalogue. Wendy is saying, how about you spraying with the glimmer mist? You can. So somewhere, now she's asking, somewhere I've got a little bottle of, I think it's in this drawer. Aha. So Stampin' Up still sells some of this, what's it called? I don't know, like metallic paint basically. And you can add this either to your block with water, or you can actually put some in your spritzers and make up your own shiny, sort of like a frosted finish. But because of the nature of the card, I'm not going to add it because I want it nice and rustic. But what I am going to do is bring back my aqua pen and squeeze a bit of water into my palette and then do some splats with the aqua pen. So you can just hit it over your hand gently, just a few, this kind of gives the impression of, you know, sort of seeds falling, that kind of nice organic look. There we go, nice and muddy. That's what we like. Ellie says she's bought the frosty stuff and never used it. Oh, Ellie, gonna have to get you using it, aren't we? Might add in a bit of yellow as well, just to brighten it up. Can you guys see? It's got a bit dark in my craft room. Hopefully the lighting's okay. Let's see if I can reach my lamp. Let's put a bit more light on around here. There we go. Little bit of splats of yellow around the edges. Lovely job. Right, then what I want to do now is it will be mounted on a darker piece of card, but I want to give it a bit of a border around the edge. So just gonna very gently kind of scrape the card at an angle on my ink pad like this. That just picks up the ink around the edges. Or alternatively, you can do this, whatever you find easier. So I want to keep this nice and simple. I think all my masculine cards next year are just going to be all the same. They're just going to be like this. I'm going to bring in the happy birthday sentiment. And we're going in with early espresso. I'm going to stand up to make sure I'm fairly in the middle of my card. I'm not going to spritz it. I did smudge it a tiny bit, but that's okay. Looks nice and natural. Right. See if I can move that without an avalanche. Remind me to bring back the other poppy one as well, because I'm not done with that. Oh, I was going to cut up some... Okay, this is just to give you an idea of the different colours. So I think it looks gorgeous on the mossy meadow background. Oh dear, my card. This is Merry Merlot, although I haven't got any cherry cobbler. Hi Josie, great to have your company. Let's try Merry Merlot. Or Merlot. Is that so? Because we've got lots of colours on here, we can't afford to use any of those colours really. And I do even have cinnamon cider. Aren't I doing great? So I quite like the mossy meadow personally, and I am going to show you here's one I made earlier. So slightly different because each time you stamp it's going to come out differently, but same technique. just to give you an idea of what it will look like when it's mounted on a piece of card. Just by the addition of a bit of water, what a difference it makes, right? Don't you think? Love it. I like it anyway. Alrighty, let's just move those to one side, and I'm going to bring back my poppy. Remember, we added a bit more water just to wash it out a bit. And then I'm going to bring back that stamp with... Why do things disappear? When you're crafting, you don't look at where you're putting things, you just put stuff down. So I'm going to go in with the early espresso. Now, if you have a stamp positioning tool like the Stamparatus, and you want this to be in exactly the same position, that's fine. But I quite like the fact that when I tried to stamp it over, it mismatched. And I will show you my original in a minute. So I am hovering it over roughly to what I think will match. Now, this might actually... Let's see what happens. Yes, good. That's what I wanted. I wanted it off centre. I didn't want it to match. I wanted that nice shadowing. Then what you can do is, if you look at your stamps, try not to think of them as necessarily images but shapes. And when you look at your stamps as shapes, you can then use them for other things. So for example, this lovely stalk here, which I can just ink up by itself, again in the early espresso colour, I'm going to use that. Oh, I know what I did with my other one. I did have another poppy here. But that's okay, this is a different card. We're going to come off here like that. I feel the need for another... Maybe I should stick in another seed head in here. Yeah, let's do it. Because we can. Could even use another colour. Oh, Esther's getting daring. Carol says, how do you get the little coloured circle on your coloured card? Thank you for asking. Carol, this is a punch which is now retired that Stampin' Up had, called the tab punch. I might still have it in my drawer and I can show you if it is still in there. No, I've obviously taken it out. But it was a little tab punch that folds over and makes little tabs at the tip of your card. Sorry, I would have shown you if I could find it. So I'm going to go in with cinnamon cider. I'm going to give this a nice spray. Make it nice and juicy. This is how I want it. I'm going to have that coming up from there. That's better, nice and juicy. And I'm tempted to add in some little flying helicopters as well. I used to love these when I was younger. I remember collecting them in a bag and letting them go in the garden and just emptying the whole bag of these helicopters. Much to my dad's delight of spreading these seeds around the garden. It was on concrete, so it wasn't too bad. Maybe just fit in a couple here. Okay. And then I think I'll come back in with a little dash up here. And then we've got the other useful one in here is a little note, which is great if you just want to write a little note to somebody. Hey there, Janet. Do you know what? I've been thinking about you, Janet. I keep meaning to message. I know that sounds... You know when somebody pops on, you're like, oh yeah, I was thinking about you. I did have genuinely been thinking about you and been meaning to get in touch. And I'm not just saying that. Right, I'm going to have a little note. It's a bit brave. I've not stamped this before. Usually you should really kind of... Oh, that's fine. It's fine. Sometimes the rubber might just catch if you press down too hard. Right, that's fine. Right, I'm going to let that dry for a bit before we do the shadowy bit. and I'm going to bring in the one that I made earlier. Look at that, isn't that stunning? So I used cherry cobbler with that, lots of water on the original, and then went back in with the outline, did some splatters. I think that's really gives a really fun effect. Okay, I'm going to be a bit impatient, and I'm just going to dry this off, and we're going to stamp it anyway. So coming back in with my early espresso again, just lining it up roughly because I want it off centre. Sorry, I'm slightly off screen there. See, it doesn't, and because it's watery, obviously it will be different because the image is splayed out. And then the same again with our helicopter seeds. These are they sycamore seeds? Somebody on here should be able to tell me. There we go. I like it. I think it might need a few splatters though. I do feel like it. I like it to be nice and organic looking. Give a little squash and a squeeze. Hello, that was juicy. Squash and a squeeze. And if you do it in the direction of where you want these splatters to go, and hope for the best. In fact, I'm going to do a bit of yellow or bumblebee, because the bumblebee colour will be coming out of the poppy seeds. I just use my chamois. It's just water and a nice dirty chamois. It cleans off the ink and keeps it in the chamois. Okay, so these are great for just wiping off your brushes and cleaning your stamps. Oh, it is sycamore. Thank you. Not that daft after all. Hi Dee Dee, good to see you. Yes, that's nice. Bit of bumblebee. And now that we've done it, we're going to have to, come on, bring in the mossy. In you come. In you come, mate. Just a little splatterage of green in this direction. It just gives that nice movement. Nice and organic. Lovely. Oh, exciting. Okay. Let's see what we've got, ladies and gents. So when you get your ink pads, on the underside of your ink pad you'll have the labels which will go on your ink pad. So the reason why they don't do it is so that it gives you the opportunity to have it in another language if you want. So it's got a label to stick on the front. Paparazzi, says Ruth. There we go. So it's got a label to stick here. Oh, not here. At the front of your ink pad. Oh dear. Like so. And then for the inside, because it looks black, there's a plain label on the back also, which you just peel off and add on the inside. Right, cooperation please. There we go. There we go, that'll do. Just run my finger on there. Okay, so you know exactly what colour it is inside and out. Okay, so let's just have a look, see, maybe on early espresso. There. It's getting darker and darker here. Let me just put my head on light. I don't know if the rain's going to come, but it feels like that. I've got a bit of a shadow across my page. Right, let's bring in what we've done today. Like I said, you just got to pretend that it's on a matte and layer. So there's the one that I did earlier. And then we did the watercolour effect on those. Just grab out another colour. While we're still in autumn, we're still doing autumn. There's plenty of Christmas stuff to come, but I thought I'd showcase this. And like I said, they don't have to be just for autumn cards. I think they're great for sympathy cards, for masculine cards, for birthdays that are in autumn, and just simply by adding a bit of water with the spritzers and the water pens. So the water pens come in a set of 3. So you get this one, a fine one, and a brush one. Where has it gone? There you are. So you get the whole set of 3 of water pens, and it's got a nice big reservoir to fill with lots of water. And then the spritz bottles, I think you get 2 in a pack. So just message me if you want to know about prices, or if you want to shop on my online shop. By all means, you can search those products at stampinstarcreations.co.uk. Dee Dee says, the plants remind me of vintage cards my Grammy used to get. Oh, that's so sweet. Love these cards and the lines. Thank you, Levine. Right, let's just pop you around. There we go. Let me move my chair back a bit so not too in your face. I'm back tonight over on YouTube at 9 o'clock for some more watercolouring mess, but I'm going to do something with the poppies stamp set. So join me later if you can at 9 o'clock over on YouTube. Excuse me. Do feel free to catch us on replay. I know some of you are still sleeping or not quite awake yet, and I do appreciate the comments afterwards, so thank you so much. If you've liked this video, you can share it out. You have my permission to share my videos out, because the more people that get to see it, the more people can join in with the fun and get involved. So thank you so much for stopping by today. Take care, lots of love, and you can interact with the thumbs up and the hearts, and afterwards as well if you like. Take care everybody, thank you so much, bye for now.